everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the dual LED C-Bar Projector Headlights with black housings and smoked lenses fitting 2007 to 2013 Silverado 1500s. These headlights will be a great choice for the Silverado owner who wants stealthy good looks, a unique aesthetic, and improved lighting output in one affordable package. Those who know me know I am a big fan of older GM trucks, and while I don't want to admit it, the GMT 900 Gen trucks are getting older now, and though they still look good in my eyes, a little visual update can go a long way here. Enter these headlights. The highlight feature here are of course the dual C-Bar LEDs that surround the main beam elements top and bottom. These are going to function as your daytime running lights, and they really go a long way to modernize the look of the front end. Also, if you want that stealthy or blacked out look for your build, these are going to help you with their black internal housings and their smoked lenses. They add an air of menace, but the lenses aren't so dark that they negatively affect the lighting output. In fact, these should be a pretty significant improvement over your stock headlights, especially if you've got halogens, since the main beams are projectors and they're powered by standard H7 bulbs. Since these are projectors, that does mean that they will have a wide beam pattern and a nice sharp cutoff, so they're going to throw more light further on down the road. Your high beams are down below, and they're also going to utilize standard H1 bulbs. You'll also be able to port over your standard incandescent turn signals as well. Overall though, these are still going to be a vast improvement over the factory halogens in both looks and lighting output. Construction is going to be your typical polypropylene for the outer housings with polycarbonate lenses over top. The housings are of course sealed up to keep out dirt and moisture, and there are integrated adjusters right here on the back. That also means that they are DOT and SAE approved, making them fully street legal. Pricing comes in at about $375, which makes these a pretty good value for your money. They're one of the more affordable options out there for these trucks, and you're saving a bit of money and complexity versus a full LED option by getting these. And as I like to say, if you like the look and you've got the room in your budget, these are of course going to be a great choice for your build. Installation is going to get a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around an hour to complete. Now there is a little bit of wiring, really just power and ground, that you're going to need to do in order to get those LED daytime running lights working, hence that 2 out of 3. Don't fret though, it's nothing too complicated. Everything else is just going to plug right into your factory connectors. Definitely a job you can accomplish at home, and with that, let's head on out to the shop where we'll show you that process.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, wire strippers and crimpers, a clip remover tool, a test light, a 10mm wrench, some T-taps and male spades, and a 10mm socket.
What's up guys? Today we're installing a set of headlights on our Silverado. First we're going to watch a quick uninstall video showing you how to remove your factory headlights. Now this is done on a different color Silverado, but the uninstall procedure is exactly the same. So we'll watch that clip and then we'll meet you right back here for the install.
Alright, so the first step in our install once the hood is popped is to remove this cover on top of the radiator support using a pop clip removal tool. Now you can remove this cover. Now at this point we can remove the grill. We're going to start with the 4 10mm bolts at the top using a 10mm socket. Let's get these out. Alright, so there should be several metal clips holding in your grill at this point. You can either grab your grill and pull straight out, or if the clips are hanging up, you can use a needle nose pliers to release them. Grab your grill and pull it out. Alright, at this point you can remove the 2 10mm bolts at the top of your headlight. You may want an extension to get to this one, or you can use a wrench if you don't want to use an extension. Alright, so there is a third bolt right underneath here in this gap between the headlight and the bumper. Now you may have to loosen this in order to get the headlight out, but the bracket down there is slotted, so as long as that bolt is a little bit loose, you should be able to pull it straight out. So that's the bolt we're talking about back there. Go ahead and press down on this tab at the back here and unplug your harness.
So now that we have our factory headlight removed, we're going to need to transfer over our wire harness onto our new headlight. We also have a little bit of wiring to do with this power and ground wire that are going to go to the daytime running lights on our factory harness. So now for our 2 bulbs over here, we're just going to twist those sockets to the left to unlock and pop them out. And then for our headlight and high beam, one, we have a connector where you're gonna push in on the black tab and pop it off. And the other, you're gonna pull up on the black tab and pull it off. And then you can wiggle your connector off that post, transfer it over, and just do the opposite. Twist it to the right to lock it in place. Slide your connector onto that post. And then connect the two connectors. And then once you have that done, we can turn our attention to our power and ground wires. Now there's a bunch of different ways you can wire this up. The way I'm gonna be doing it is we have a teed wire on the harness already. So I'm gonna crimp some male spade connectors onto these and those will connect right up. Another way to do it is by using a T-tap, and I'll show you how to install that once we get to the truck. So now grab a pair of wire strippers and crimpers. We're gonna strip off some lead here, twist it up, slide our male spade connector on top, and crimp it down. And then once you have that on, just give it a good tug, make sure you got a nice tight connection, and then do the same thing with your ground wire. And now repeat that same process for your other headlight and we'll get these on the truck. So now we need to figure out which wire we're gonna be splicing into on our harness. To do that, I'm gonna use a test light. I've got the daytime running lights turned on with the switch inside the truck. I've got my ground side to this bare metal bolt here, and then I'm just gonna probe inside the connector until I find the wire that lights it up. So right there, I've got my light at this bottom right corner, which is gonna be that brown wire. Now we've already had some wires spliced into our harness from a previous install. So if I put the test light on this red wire, that also lights it up. Now the black next to it is going to be the ground for the daytime running light here. So now the way we did this was we cut that brown wire in half for the red wire. We took a butt connector, crimped it down to the backward side of that wire. And then we took some extra wire here and twisted that onto the forward side of that wire and then slid both of those together inside the butt connector and crimped that down. And now on the other side, we took a female spade connector, slid it onto the end. That way we can put a male spade connector into the end of that. Now another option is to use a T-tap. This has a little metal fork that's gonna go over the wire like that. And then once you close this up, crimp it down with some pliers, it's gonna cut into the wire to make the connection. And then it's also got a slot right here for a male spade connector. So now we can grab our headlight. We're gonna plug in our main connector first. And then we can pull up those two female spade connectors. We're gonna put the red wire to the red wire and the black wire to the black wire. And then we can slide this headlight into place. Now we can go up top and reinstall these two bolts. And I'm just gonna get my headlight lined up, hold it in place, and take a 10mm socket to tighten these down. And then do that same thing on the other side. So now we have that one last bolt at the corner of our headlight here. You can kind of see it straight through this gap between the bumper and the headlight. You're gonna have to pop out your fender liner. This is the bolt that we loosened up to slide out of from the uninstall. So just grab your 10mm wrench and get in there and tighten it the rest of the way down. Now ours has gone missing, so we don't have one to tighten down here, but just pull back this fender liner and you got a pretty good shot at it. So now we can line up the clips on our grill and press it into place. Next we can reinstall those 4 bolts at the top of the grill. And then grab your 10mm socket and tighten them all down. Now lastly, we can reinstall our radiator cover. And then we can reinstall all of those push clips. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the dual LED C-Bar Projector Headlights with black housing and smoked lens for your 2007 to 13 Silverado 1500. Thank you for watching, and for all things Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.